All right, this is the HaYom Yom for today. As we said before, these are sayings of the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe, compiled by his successor, son-in-law, and put in a book form, a message for every day. From my father's speeches. This is the previous Rebbe speaking about his father, who was the fifth Rebbe of Chabad. From my father's speeches. Exodus from Egypt means leaving limitations and bounds. So in English, it's not so descriptive what's going on because we call it Egypt, and there's a country nowadays in the world which is called Egypt, and it's not an evil country, and it's not that like it was back then. And not only that, the word Egypt is not descriptive of anything. In Hebrew, it's called Mitzrayim. The word Mitzrayim already implies limitations, boundaries, prison, Meitzar. How do you say difficulty, suffering, Meitzar. So the going out of Mitzrayim means leaving one's limitations and boundaries, right? False limitations and false boundaries, comfort zones, whatever we call it. And Chassidut, the purpose of Chassidut is to enable man to leave the restrictions of the physical world. This is from, okay. I don't know if this is a good explanation, a good translation. I guess, okay, is to not be restricted by the physical world. That's what it means. Not to be restricted by the physical world. Leaving the restrictions of the physical material world a little bit implies anarchy, just doing whatever you want. But in any case, okay, not to be restricted by the physical world. In other words, the world shouldn't stop you from doing what's good. There's a big difference, though, between going out of Mitzrayim back then and going out now. Going out of Mitzrayim back then means, as we see in the Torah, breaking and then going out. That's why they left Egypt. They had to go because it was such a bad place and they had to be destroyed. God sent the Hasidic Exodus going out now from our exile that we're in. It means you don't break things. Like we learned a few days ago. The Alter Rebbe never I think yesterday, the Alter Rebbe, the first Rebbe of Chabad, never broke anything. Right? They said that he removed the top of his tobacco box because it was so shiny, and he fixed his tefillin. He would arrange his tefillin. So there's a difference. Going out of Egypt back then meant it had to be broken and destroyed. That's why they left Egypt, because it was so evil. But Hasidic going out of Egypt now, and it was to bring to the true redemption by Mashiach. Back then they went out by means of Moses, but then there had to be, Egypt was totally bad, it couldn't be fixed up, and therefore there had to be plagues and destroying Egypt. Nowadays, going out of Egypt by Mashiach means purification and correction. Stepping out of your worldly limitations and bounds, but you have to still remain in the world, not destroying things. It just means reorganizing things. This means while functioning in the world, we have to transcend its negative limitations. We are to remove the limitations and bounds and see the truth. There's more to reality than just us. Namely, that the world is good. World is good, humanity is good. It says when God created the world on the 6 days of creation, 6th day of creation, it says that God saw everything he made and it was very good. And the Rebbe said, seems that he was saying this after Adam ate from the tree. It was very good. The world is very good. Man is very good. Right after Adam ate from the tree, is 1,600 years ago. Afterwards, God told Noah, man is made in God's image, every human being. So man essentially is good, and the world essentially is good. Why? Because since after all, the natural world is what God wanted. But to reveal the goodness in the world is not so easy. But it is our obligation and it is our ability and it is our destiny. For sure, we're going to do it. That's what Mashiach is. It's going to be a Jew, just like King David, just like Moses, except from a different tribe. Mashiach is going to come from Yehuda. And he is going to not do what Moses did and destroy the bad. He will transform it so that we'll see that the only reason that bad is because it hasn't been educated properly. And to reveal the fact that God is creating everything really is good, but it has to be used according to what the Torah says. This is attained through the avoda, by hard work, that the teachings of Hasidut teach. Good. Have a good day with Mashiach. Now, 1 second. We have a chat. We have a list. 1 second. World is full of evil and corruption. It's not full. Mashiach can come and our life. That's the whole job of the Mashiach. The job of the Mashiach, that's what we're reading here. Very good. First of all, welcome, Sam. Whoever you are, wherever you are, you're welcome. Okay. You came at the end. You're supposed to come an hour and a half earlier, but that's okay. You don't have to bring a note from your mother. We accept you however you are. Again, what did he write? Sam wrote a very good thing. The world is filled with evil, and etc. First of all, if you recognize that it's evil, it means that you have some sort of a basis to judge what is good. Right? If there's no good, then there's no evil. Just like animals, just do what you want. There's no evil tigers. There's no evil, in the jungle. The tigers do what they do because they're evil. That's their nature. Human beings, there's good and evil. You have to have an idea what good and evil is. This also can be, how do you say, the corrupted. Corrupted. Came along the Nazis, they said it was good to kill everybody who wasn't German. Came along the communists, they said it's good to kill everybody who doesn't agree with communism. Right? This religion says everybody who doesn't believe in me is going to burn in hell. Everybody does this. That's what's good, what's bad. Okay. But the fact is that there is such a thing as good, and even though that it can be twisted, and that's what happened when God gave the Torah. He showed what the good is. And it's not that we have to create the good, we have to discover it. It's there. And same thing with man. Discover the good that's in man. We're not creating it. We're discovering it. The world is basically good. That Adam ate from the tree and et cetera, that made it harder to reveal the good. It made the shell that covers the good thicker and thicker. Egotism became more dominant and godliness became more, hidden. Our job is to work on it. In fact, not only our job, that was the job of Adam. When Adam was put into the world, this is of the Lashamra, to work on it, to make a good thing and make it better. Like it says in the song. And that is our job, to improve the world, to try as much as possible to ignore the bad, not let it get inside of us. It's bad enough that it's out there. And to do good. In order to do that, we have to have an idea what God is, how much God loves us, how much God empowers us, and that God even more expects it from us and gives us the ability to do good where there is bad. And I gave the example, but we haven't got much time because the class is supposed to be over. But for instance, you're in a situation where it's very depressing and you have 1,000 reasons to be depressed, right? You have to look for some reason not to be depressed because depression is not helping you. That's for sure. Same thing with anger, right? Getting anger doesn't help. You can do the same thing without getting angry. You don't have to get angry. Somebody cuts you off in your car, you get all angry. What is it good? What good comes out of it? I'll teach him. I'll show him. Right? You pull out a gun, you let him have it. You taught him. They put you in jail, and he dies, and you die. If you would just go to the person, right, make a motion. I love you. You cut me off. God bless you. That's it. First of all, you didn't get angry at least, and maybe it'll change him. There is in the world, this is my theory, but I don't think it's a theory. I think it's a fact. There is what's called in the world a chain reaction of bad, right? You make me mad, I make somebody else mad. That guy gets mad, he makes somebody else mad. He gets mad, he makes his family mad. He goes home, beats his wife and his kids. His kids go out and they beat the kids in the school. Kids in the school, they get all aggravated. Someone has to break the chain. Someone has to do something that makes me mad, and I don't get mad, and I don't pass it on. If I don't pass it on, then that stops a whole chain reaction. Who knows how many people it affects? Who knows how many people it affects? Who knows? But one thing for sure, it didn't increase bad in the world. One good thought, we have no idea how powerful our thoughts are, our prayers are. To pray for good, to pray for health. You see someone who's sick, pray that the person should get better. You see someone who's evil, pray that they should change their mind. Pray. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be justice. I'm not saying that there should be, there has to be justice. There has to be, but the judges have to be just. And the same thing with us. We have to be just judges ourselves. We have to judge other people positively and try to bring out good where there is no good, to try to bring out joy where there is no joy, to try to bring health where there is no health, to try to bring honesty where there is no honesty. Huh? And a person can look and say, what am I going to do? That's the job of the media, to make you feel as bad and as intimidated and as possible. And to blame other people, he's the problem, right? It's just this guy's doing it. It's not so. It's not so. And the reason the media is doing it is because they themselves have been lied to. And everybody, the negative people are ruling. Okay, that's the way the world goes. What's the way to change it? What's the way to change it? Is instead of complaining and crying, and a little bit you can complain. It's a big pleasure to complain. Don't do it. Don't do it. You can say what the problems are 100%, but the way to fix the problems is by us doing something positive. And we have no idea, the butterfly effect. You do a little bit of good, it can change the whole entire world. We have no idea. But to do bad for sure doesn't help anything. Okay, one more chat. Let's go into this. And I'm in Brussels. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. I'm not holding it against you. I'm not holding it against you. God bless you. God bless Brussels. God bless, what is it? Where is Brussels? It's in Belgium, right? Brussels, Belgium. Capital is the capital building. Good. Bezos Hashem, at 3:00 in the afternoon, we're learning a speech of the Lubavitcher Rebbe. I am putting up on our YouTube last year's Torah portion with commentary. Shalom uvracha. Thank you for coming. Have a good day with Mashiach now. God bless you all.